stay conservative, run the ball here on third down.
Here's Richardson. He takes it in for his first NFL touchdown. And Pittman takes it inside the 20, the 10, towards the end zone. Touchdown on 2nd and 28. The Colts capitalize. Richardson to Pittman, 39 yards.
Yo, what's up, everybody? It's your boy, Leroy. We are kicking with the crew. Got my guys, Zach and Damon, here with me tonight. Hope everybody's having a great weekend so far, man. How you boys doing tonight, y'all?
Doing good.
I'm
doing
good.
good. I think this is going to be an interesting episode, live stream, podcast, whatever you want to call it. We have a lot to talk about, so needless to say, I'm ready to get after it.
A lot to get into.
I'm more upset than anything else, man.
Lost to the Houston Texans. Colts get swept. That's not even the biggest news for everybody. Heading into week 9, the Colts will play the Minnesota Vikings Sunday night on prime time. The last time we seen the Colts play on prime time versus Minnesota Vikings, I don't think any of us really need a reminder, but I think we remember what happened. But anyways, the biggest news of the week is Anthony Richardson, the number 4 overall pick in the 2024 NFL Draft by the Indianapolis Colts, has been benched for Joe Flacco moving forward. So let's go ahead and jump right into that conversation, man. What was y'all feeling or reaction when the news first happened? I can tell y'all I was all over the place, but I kind of want to hear where you guys were at with this when this first came out for y'all.
Getting to watch him in person, see that performance, I was conflicted by a lot of what I saw. I would say the first half was probably the worst first half I've ever seen a quarterback play. It was, in words, it was quite literally worse than Curtis Painter. That bad. And yeah, Zach, it was statistically the worst I've ever seen.
Damn.
I mean, and, watching him settle down, get comfortable, we start running a little bit more of a quarterback-friendly offense in the second half. I got to see a little bit better in him. I think receivers started to get a little bit more separation. We started really running the ball, and the offense started to move. But when you look at the body of work overall and you look at how the game panned out in general, you want different than your quote-unquote franchise quarterback. But we all know as Colt fans what we got when we drafted this guy. We got a project quarterback. Now, I think there's a lot of different ways we can look at this. I want to first start off with saying he has probably had the least amount of reps I've ever seen someone get benched from. I mean, I think we're at 100 in the 150 range, and we saw other quarterbacks, even like Bryce Young, get 350, 400.
I believe it was didn't mean to cut you off there, but just was trying to add to your point. For people out there that don't know, I want to say Anthony Richardson has had a total of about I believe it was 400 snaps from college before coming into the pros, and then I believe they had the stat up. I want to say it was Jaden Daniels and Patrick Mahomes, I believe it was, who both had over 1,200 snaps before coming to the NFL. So just adding to Damon's point.
But from what I'm trying to say is from a rookie perspective, or a first round draft pick, as far as a new quarterback, he has had by far the least amount of reps to be benched. So I was very conflicted because I wanted to see him improve, but I know we're going to dive into this and talk about this for probably an hour. When I first heard about it, I was very disappointed and upset because I've embraced with Zach privately several times my frustrations in this season, but I've came to understand that this is just going to be what it's going to be, and we're going to have to take the growing pains as they come because we're building off of the skill set, and we're going to have to grow him into a quarterback. However, once I heard the coach speak, once I heard other players speak, and the captain speak, I personally think there's a lot more happening behind the scenes than what we truly know. Yes, I think Ballard might be trying to save his job, but I think that we have a playoff somewhat caliber roster, and those guys don't want to sit around and have a 4 or 5 game below 500 season. They want to win. So my thought process now is we're going to get to see the holes in this team. with a quarterback that can complete a 5-yard pass. And if we make the playoffs, we make the playoffs. But if not, we're going to have to take this one to the chin and figure out for next season, because next season's still completely off the table. We don't know what we're going to do yet. That's the bottom line.
What about you, Zach? Where were you at?
Yo, like, I was picking up my daughter from school when, like, you guys started blowing up my phone.
Oh, I didn't mean physically, but
no, like, this is literally what happened.
Okay.
Like, I'm telling the story.
I got you.
You guys started blowing up the phone, and you're all like, "Hey, we benched AR. We benched AR. What the hell? We benched AR." And I'm still mad, bro. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? Like, the Colts always find a way to revert back to the dolt, bro. Like, one way or another. Like, this is, you knew what you got when you took him at 4th overall. Shame on Ballard. Shame on Steichen if you can't commit to it. Like, you knew he was a project. You knew it was going to take time. If you didn't like the guy there at 4, trade the pick. Take something else. Because this tells me that Ballard took the risk. Ballard isn't like what he's seeing, and Ballard is saving his job. That's all this is to me. This is not, AR can't do it. Well, no, I believe AR is set up to fail. If you take a guy 4th overall, you build the offense around him entirely, and Steichen doesn't do that. It's deep shots and zone reads. Dude, where's this run game we've been talking about with arguably one of the best young backs in the NFL in JT? We're a run-first ball club with a big physical quarterback who you play action pass off, you move out of the pocket, you hit the crossers, and you hit the deep shots. We don't dink and dunk down the field. That's not what AR's strengths are. You got to play to the quarterback's strengths. And personally, I feel as a coaching staff or as a play caller, Steichen is half-assing it. I think Ballard is doing anything he can because this dude is in year 8 and he is the definition of mediocrity. Fucking definition of mediocrity. And lastly, this is, again, the reason why I am so done with this team this year and really hope we don't make the playoffs. Because if we make the playoffs, I feel what hope is there? You're getting a false sense of hope to a fan base and an organization who doesn't want it. Bro, we just want to keep it a buck. Keep it real all year. If we suck, rebuild it. Trade off the valuable assets and be done with it. Like, build around AR that way. We don't even know what we have in the kid, but we're too scared to find out. I said in the group chat, I thought this was like a Carson Wentz situation. You know, hey, he comes in, he plays poorly for 1 year, and Irsay moves off of him because
but Carson Wentz didn't play poorly,
didn't like him.
Just to be fair,
bro, Carson Wentz played wild.
He didn't play poorly.
True. But AR, how can you expect him to come in and play like a seasoned vet when he's had 400 snaps?
I agree.
You can't. What message are you sending? Let's say AR never steps on the field again, and next year the Colts go out and get your guy, Shador. Go out and get my guy, Cam Ward. They go out and get another quarterback. What message is that sending to the next guy they bring in?
Yeah.
If I don't produce day one, they're going to sit me. You're instilling no confidence in anybody going forward. I get it. It's a producer shut up kind of league. But at the same time, the Colts aren't in a luxury position to go out there and do that. If this is their plan, they should have stuck to it and been open and honest all year. Hey, AR's 2 years out. You know, if you guys know anything, Mike Lombardi, dude on Pat McAfee show.
Great segment, by the way.
Yeah, whatever he said. He said AR was raw and was 2 years out, needed another year of college. And so far, he's right. He's the most real, unbiased dude I have found when it comes to this whole AR situation.
I'm going to discredit everything that guy says.
That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine.
No, God, just because I just want to point this out. The week that AR came back, he said Flacco gives you the better chance to win, and if they're not trying to win if they're playing Anthony Richardson. And then he came back the following week, and he totally went the opposite way around it. So it's clearly he rides the wave, the weekly wave.
That's fair. The way I see it is, if the Colts truly believe AR needs more time, then allow him to give him that time instead of making him a starter year one and then boom, dude messes up his arm. Okay, he messed up his arm. Shame on us. Don't rush him back like we didn't do this offseason and allow him to play. AR can use that time on the bench to watch Joe Flacco learn. And apparently, dude has trash mechanics. AR's mechanics aren't trash, bro. It's nearly perfect.
His throwing form is nearly perfect. His footwork is his issue.
The problem, yes, it's his footwork.
And I could prove to you, you want to go back and watch a play, go watch the first or second drive of the game, play action pass. He almost takes a sack, tries to throw a deep ball. Feet were not set, ball floats.
As soon as he gets his feet lined up with his shoulder and his head, I truly believe, just like Josh Allen's accuracy improved, so too could AR's. But I truly believe that the Colts are too impatient. The Colts want to win, and it's all about winning. Bro, we are not a playoff caliber team. We are not built for this. We're simply not. I truly feel like we're rushing something that should have been, in my opinion, we should have blown this bad boy up 2 years ago. Ballard should have been out of town 2 years ago. I've been off the Ballard wagon for 2 solid years. You guys know this. I can't stand the dude. Like,
I can't stand his personality.
Outside of him drafting and not even drafting like first round, like second and later rounds, excellent. But it's the one area I don't critique, but everything else, I've been off the Ballard wagon for 2 years. He should have been gone 2 years ago. He should not have been here to make this selection because, in my opinion, this is the most Ballard thing the Colts have done. That's just my initial reaction to it all. Colts completely messed up this situation.
Yeah, so as you guys can see, we're all gonna pretty much have some long-winded reactions to this. So I'm gonna get into a couple of comments before I say my piece on what I felt and whatnot. But Nathan came in here saying, with AR being benched, do you see him getting his job back next year? I don't know if you guys want to, but I'll give a short answer. But if you guys do want to, if we can give a short one there, I'm going to say yes.
I'm going to say it depends on the playoffs because I believe if the Colts make the playoffs with Joe Flacco, they're going to re-sign Joe Flacco to a 1-year deal, and AR is going to sit bench and have a competition. If the Colts don't make the playoffs, then I would say absolutely this is AR's team until he finally shows that he can't compete at this level.
No, I don't think we go. I don't think we take Joe Flacco back another year. I think we're going to sign like a Jameis Winston for a 1-year contract is what I see. I don't foresee Flacco coming back at 42. I don't. Just me personally. Just me.
Right, Nathan says this is Ballard trying to save his job. Chad is saying here, like he said, he had to make a change or risk losing the locker room. Nathan says, do you guys possibly see the Colts trading AR? Again, I'm going to say no to this. You guys want to chime in with a short one on this one?
Who are we trading to for what? Like, are we swapping the Panthers for Bryce Young? Like, that's the only situation like this.
What value does he have? You know what I mean? What's his value, for a draft? It's just no.
Because AR has higher upside because how his physical traits. I mean, it's not a first-round pick, but you get a mid-round pick for AR if you wanted to trade AR. But the question is, why?
I agree.
Who wants it?
I agree.
All right. And then Sean here saying here, I think they shouldn't have started him yet. And then Benjamin Curtis saying here, what are we doing? We stopped believing that AR is going to magically get better. Yeah, so I'm going to just go ahead and get right to it, man. As soon as I saw the news, I can't say I was totally surprised just because of some of Steichen's answers during the week when they asked him, is Anthony Richardson the starting quarterback right now? And he said, we're evaluating everything. Then once we actually did bench him, My instant reaction was, "What the fuck are we doing? Like, what are we doing?" The clown show just continues to go on. Get your mask, put it on, and continue to look like the clowns that we are to continue to support this organization. And believe me, I'm not trying to disrespect anybody watching, any Colts fan out there. You guys can see I still got all my gear on. I'm still a Colts fan here, and I'm wearing my clown mask just like everybody else. It's goofy. It's absolutely retarded. I don't give a damn what the kid does. To me, it just was absolutely retarded because of the fact that we've been on this old quarterback carousel for years. We have not looked for a guy or found a guy since Andrew Luck retired. And I don't care if anybody wants to say, "Oh, we brought in Carson Wentz," or "Oh, we had Jacoby Brissett." Both of those were just try and see what you got. Those were see if you can get another Phillip Rivers and swing for the fences with this team that you've had. We've had the same team pretty much since 2019. And it has been the same result. That same 7-win team that we had in 2019 is exactly what we've been dealing with every single year, whether it's been a couple wins under 7 or a couple wins over 7. It's been the exact same thing, and we haven't tried to change it since. Then we get to 2023, and I'm sorry because I might talk for a little while here, but I'm kind of ranting here. It's been a long week, but we finally get to the 2023 draft, and they say, "Okay, let's make a bet on Anthony Richardson." Chris Ballard called him the best player in the draft. Then we take him and say, "We're going to take our lumps. This kid's going to need to grow. He hasn't had many reps." Now, I don't think he's played great. I don't think he's played well. I think he's played okay-ish at best. But the point was this is why I said he should have never came out of Florida when he did. I said he should have stayed another year, and everybody said, "Oh, well, what's he going to get out of school?" Or he's not going to get any experience in the NFL, or, "Oh, he would have lost money." He would have got the reps. This dude was a one-year starter, and the things that we see in the NFL where he has what was it? Well, what have we had so far? 2 concussions, a wrist, another shoulder, out for a year with the shoulder. The same thing he dealt with in his 13 games at Florida, where it was an ankle or where it was a hamstring or whether it was something else. The exact same things that he was dealing with, I felt that he didn't get the experience that he needed. Then he comes to the NFL and everybody's like, "Oh, yeah, don't expect him to be Superman." And what do? We make him be Superman with a garbage defense. With receivers that have the highest drop rate in the NFL at 12.9%. Offensive line has been great, so I'll give him that. But we're not allowing this kid to take any lumps to get better. So my thing was just instant reaction, just as absolutely stupidity. Thought it was the wrong move. I mean, I do kind of see why it could come from with the tapping out. He tapped out versus Houston and said he was tired. It's one of the moments where it's not something that you could do as a quarterback. So if they would have came out and said, "We are benching Anthony Richardson for the week for conduct detrimental to the team," I would have totally understood that. But the fact to sit here and piss on Colts fans and tell us it's rain and say that Joe Flacco gives us the best chance to win, that is bullshit, dude.
100%.
Like what are we what? I mean, look, he's an upgrade from Minshew. Minshew got us 9 wins. But are you telling me that he's better than Phillip Rivers? I mean, yes, he went to the Super Bowl and won a Super Bowl, but are we being for real? Because, I don't see what else he's supposed to add to the table outside of that. And then the people that
quarterbacked a Super Bowl team, that 2012 Ravens defense led them to the Super Bowl, my guy.
Exactly.
He just didn't mess it up. He was, again, a Trent Dilfer 2.0, how to win ugly in the playoffs.
I mean, I wouldn't necessarily call him that because Joe Flacco was an orchestrator of that offense.
You need to go watch that.
Sure. When he played New England, whoever the heck it was, but beyond that, he didn't throw a single pick that offseason. That's why they called him what was
Joe
it?
Cool.
Joe Cool. Yeah. Okay, cool. No turnovers. But like when you have Ray Lewis and Ed Reed and Haloti Nada up front, it's really not hard. Just hand the ball off 3 times and throw it deep.
Yeah. So it's just, I just thought it was crap to sit there and say that. And then a lot of people sit here and say, oh, well, Flacco's been playing so well, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, well, first of all, he dropped 34 points on the 32nd ranked defense at the time in Jacksonville. I'm not impressed. Then he beats Tennessee, whose offense, Will Levis had 98 yards with a hurt shoulder. Like, they made our defense look good. Like, I mean, are we being for real? Like looking back at almost every team we've played outside of Jacksonville, Anthony Richardson has played against a top 15 defense. According to ratings, EPA per play. Like, I just didn't get it. I thought we're back on the carousel. I thought it was stupid. But I tell you what, this is the other half of it. I let my calmer half proceed to take over. As you guys can see my name here, Super Bowl or bust. But they say this team gives us the best chance to win. So guess what? I'm sitting here with my gear. I am all in aboard the train. So the way that I thought about it is, hey, say Joe Flacco goes out there and he balls out, right? We maybe make the playoffs. I mean, if we win tomorrow, I better see Chris Ballard make some moves. But is that going to happen? No. He hasn't done it in 8 years.
Yeah, right.
He hasn't done it in 8 years. Like, what difference are we expecting? Are we expecting Zaire Franklin to turn into Shaq Leonard in his prime?
No.
What? What are we talking about? I mean, is Latu supposed to turn into Dwight Freeney or Robert Mathis over the next 6 weeks?
Chris Ballard said he would be. I got the best pass rusher in the draft.
I mean, like, come on. I mean, is Nick Cross about to turn into Bob Sanders? Like, what are Colts fans missing here that we're supposed to think giving us the best chance to win is actually making the playoffs and making a deep run? So, again, like I said, it is what it is. It's on them now. I've gotten to the point, like, I haven't been a big on the train for Fire Ballard, but regardless of what happens this season, I just don't see where it goes. I don't see what you do next. What's the point of keeping him? Why continue to let him keep building on this 500 record that he's continuously put out with 3 different coaches, that I might add, actually, and pretty much the same team. Because once this season ends, are we letting everybody go and we rebuilding with the same guys so we can get the same type of characters and product on the field? I mean, like, I don't know what we're supposed to look forward to as fans. That's why I'm so agitated, because it's like, are we going to fire anybody at this end of the season? Because I don't think AR should be gone. I mean, we need to find out. We need to find out if he's our guy or not. And guess what? We're going to be going into year 3 still saying, oh, this guy only has less than 15 snaps in the NFL. Well, whose fucking fault is that? It's ours now. Not him being hurt last year. It's our fault now. What else do we got to say? Shane Steichen. I think he's a really good head coach. I think he's a really good play caller, although he does need to take his head out of his ass sometimes.
Run the football.
I mean, yeah, exactly. The times we don't run the football, could you have saved Anthony Richardson by not having him continuously keep throwing the ball when he's 2 for 8, 2 for 9, 2 for 11, 2 for 12, 2 for 13? I mean, like, what are we doing here? So the last thing that's left is Ballard and reload. And then, like, is Gus Bradley even the problem anymore? The defense has been playing.
I think this.
I'm not trying to say.
Let me say this.
Whatever we want to call it, but it hasn't been what it was those few weeks.
And can someone look up where the defense has had to start the ball from the line of scrimmage? Bro, we've been giving teams the ball back on their own 40, on the 50, on the 45. Yeah. Our defense having to play with their ears pinned back. The fact that Houston only put up 23 points last week is an anomaly. I mean, they never started. They started. The only time they started from the 30 was when we scored. They were on the 40-yard line, the 45, the 50. We're throwing the ball deep. We're playing behind the chains. We're not running the ball. You would think that the Steichen is allergic to run the football. That is his knock.
Steichen told you he wants to throw the ball, and then once he gets a fat lead from throwing the ball, he wants to run it, and he truly lives by that. I mean, I respect him for sticking to that, but we're not built like that as a team. You can flat out see it. We are built to run, bro.
But see, that's where this delusion comes in, because then people sit here and say, "Oh, well, Flacco has been so great," and it's like when he played against Tennessee. The only reason we weren't down by 2 scores or more was because Tennessee's offense wasn't moving the ball.
Right. Yeah.
We're not playing against these same teams anymore. So it's just like, where do we even shift the blame to? Because like right now, as bad as, I mean, I still think, we have some dumb plays on defense and stuff, but we've been playing okay. And that's all I expected. So it's like, I can't even point the finger at Gus no more, who I wanted him in Japan 6 weeks ago. It's just like, what are we supposed to? He said it was going to get better, and it did. So, like, I mean, like, bro, what do they give us? Like, this is one of those points where I tell you guys, I'm like, well, why do we be upset because we can't change anything? It's like, what do they keep looking for us to take the high road or be positive with? What do we got left? I mean, like, I'm expecting a 39-year-old quarterback to save my 25th ranked defense and my offense? Like, what the hell? And to make matters even better, Bernard Ryman is out tomorrow. Our left tackle is out. We are starting a rookie versus one of the best defenses in the league.
Versus
probably the best defense in the league.
Yeah.
I mean,
so
I tell y'all, Colts fans, I mean, I'm all in with the road moving forward. It is what it is. Joe Flacco is starting. He's our guy here now. But I tell y'all what, I think it was stupid. I'd much rather be able to sit here and be like, if we lost or look stupid with Anthony Richardson, I can say I only got a guy with 10 starts in the NFL. And that's why this looks this way, and we can continue to get better. But, man, I hope Joe Flacco has a good Sunday, because if not, I'm really going to lose.
If we lose with Joe Flacco, there's no excuse.
I'm telling you,
got to go. Ballard's got to go if Joe Flacco says no. Like that's my thought process with all this. That's why I truly believe, and I said it earlier, like getting to the playoffs gives a sense of false hope, a sense of false accomplishment. It accomplishes nothing. I would much rather us but develop a quarterback to truly find the answer and be like, is he a guy or not? Because if he's not a guy, I can live with the fact that, oh, hey, the Colts tried. The Colts took a swing on a dude and missed. You know what? Sell it off, refresh, and reload. I can live with that. But here we are, year 3, when rosters are supposed to be complete and final holes are supposed to be filled. And this is like truly supposed to be that first year where your quarterback sets himself up. Is he going to be good or elite? And the Colts are still asking, hey, is he a guy or not?
Is he even a starter?
Is he even a starter?
That's what they're doing. Yeah.
I mean, do I think he's way better than Jason Bean? 100%. And he's 1,000 times better than Ellinger. I keep seeing these guys in the comments saying they want Bean and Ellinger. Trash. So like he's clearly more talented than them. But beyond that, it's basically unknown. Like all 3 of them are unknowns. And it's just mad frustrating because I'll be honest with you, I'm already off-season mode. I'm looking at who are Colts players who are guys in the draft who can come in and fill Colts needs. Like, I am so done with this regime, with this roster, with bro, get gone. Ballard's got to go, and until he's gone, I'm a negative Colts fan. Straight up negative Colts fan. I will pick here on my podcast. I will continue to pick them to lose every single week. Yeah, but hey, passer rating in the NFL is a misleading stat because that doesn't include drops and things in that. So yeah, dude had a 44.4% passer completion or whatever the heck it is. But It's
I mean,
empty
look,
stats, man. It's empty numbers.
see me. I don't care about the worst pass. So Brett Fitz is saying here that Anthony Richardson, and I'm not trying to pass over you guys' comments here. I see a bunch of them. I just kind of got into my rant and kind of passed them up. But Brett Fitz is saying here Anthony Richardson has the worst passer rating in the NFL, and to me, I could care less. This was the whole point of playing the 10 stars rookie. So say Joe Flacco comes out, right? He got the best passer rating in the NFL, but we still keep losing. Is that supposed to make you feel better? Like the Colts right now, I do believe, I don't know if we're one game off now or if we actually have it, but we literally have the NFL record of the most games through a season to be one-score games. Anthony Richardson has the worst passer rating in the NFL. And we lost by 3 to Houston Texans, who everybody says are champions. Yes, they were missing some pieces, but were we not too? Like, I mean, so it just is what it is. Like, if this is the worst this guy is going to be, let me have it. Like, why not try to see the trajectory go up? And again, this all is a way different story because I know I sound like I'm really homering here for Anthony Richardson. Just because I do at sometimes, like Damon said, Damon was at the game. There's times where I'm watching Anthony Richardson and the Colts play, and I'm saying, hey, he got to start completing some pass here, or this is getting unplayable. Like, it doesn't look great for an NFL quarterback or a team. But at the same time, when he tapped himself out, he gave this to everybody. So as much as I'm defending him, he put this on himself.
Sure.
But still, at the same time, you drafted him number 4. You, Chris Ballard.
Yeah.
You chose to draft him number 4. And it's just like, it's something that we have to figure out here. And I'm going to play a little clip here for you guys. Matt couldn't get it up on the StreamYard, but I'm going to play this clip here. But this is the dream that we were sold as Colts fans. So everybody just take a listen real quick. It's about 50 seconds long. Just listen to this here.
Let's don't expect him to be Superman from day one. And I think history shows there's not many of them that are Superman from day one. Some of them it takes 2-3 years to become a really good player. It's probably the one area where I've seen it, and this is even before me even being in the league, but it's the one area where teams that the pressure for these guys after 1 or 2 years back, 10, 15 years ago, guys would get year 3, 4, 5. I mean, think about it. Terry Bradshaw, he might not have ever played in today's NFL. It took him time in Pittsburgh. We got to let these guys develop and play, and they're going to have some struggles, and then they got to work through the struggles. And eventually their talent, the more they play, their talent will come to life.
This is the dream. I hope everybody can hear that clearly. I'm obviously right here with it, but I hope you guys can hear that clearly. We were sold dreams. We were sold dreams. Like, it doesn't take some guys 2-3 years to start playing well enough. We were in 10 starts, you guys.
Not even a full season.
10. And I mean, and I want to say, in out of the, I think 3 or 4 of those starts, he's been hurt in those games.
Jason Bean is not going to get the starting job. I'm sorry.
Yeah, bro.
He's undrafted.
This whole Ellinger shit, bro. There's a reason he's a third stringer, bro.
Jason Bean was only a college starter because Jaden Daniels was hurt. Jalen Daniels.
He
was not the starter at Kansas. He was the backup. So
it's a business.
He's talented. He's talented, and I see what you're saying. Why not give him a chance if we're kind of doing this carousel thing? But
why?
The biggest part of the issue, a lot of it was the locker room going on, trying to get a playoff season, see other holes in the team. By bringing an undrafted rookie in, it's just not going to happen. It's just not going to work. It would go against everything that this specific move was for, if that makes sense.
Okay, who cares what the records were in college?
No, we're not arguing.
College means nothing to me, dude. What you did in college, we don't care about. Are you a good pro? Bean clearly is a practice squad player because he's not even on the 53. And the only reason why Sam Ellinger is on the 53 is because he's been with the Colts for 4 years. But if it was so gosh darn good, he would be able to secure the backup starting job. And the Colts only played him 3 games because, they wanted to fire Frank. So
I
that's
mean,
why Ellinger was there.
we also have to eliminate the what was his record in college thing, because his record in college was 6-6. He was a 1-year starter. But the point is Chris Ballard knew his record in college when he drafted him. Chris Ballard knew his passing percentage when he drafted him. They sold us the dream that he was supposed to get better. So again, like I said, but yeah, so that's just my point to it. And again, like I said, I'm all in on this train because so that was the other portion of this that I did not get into, is the fact that this is the season, I guess, to technically be all in because of the fact that we spent like $220 million in the offseason. You got a JT, you got a Mo Alley Cox, you got a Quentin Nelson, Ryan Kelly, Kenny Moore, DeForest Buckner, all of these veterans on this team, and many of them that we paid. So that's the part where I do understand. It's like, hey, like obviously if Joe Flacco is the better guy right now, you give him the chance to come in and show what this team is supposed to be. So that's why I'm with it. All these guys have been paid.
Trade them all and restart, bro.
Like, we can't do it. Look, yeah.
JT's untouchable, boy.
I told you guys in our chat, but as of right now, I think you play it out. This is technically all in, and you see what Joe Flacco is going to bring you, because if he does not bring the best out of this group, I think everybody from that point can clearly see we either don't have the roster, which also means we don't have the GM.
We don't have the GM.
So if we
don't have
go in with Flacco, this is what they say. They're talking about the playoffs, and we either make the playoffs or we boom, blow it up. Everybody can go. If you're not JT, AR, Latu, the young offensive line,
Downs or Mitchell, get
Downs, Mitchell, Latu. That's pretty much it. Everybody else can go.
Everyone else can go. Yeah.
And you reload it and you start rebuilding this roster. And that way, when we know that we're losing or we're predicting ourselves to be a 5-win team, a 4-win team, whatever the case may be, is because we know that we have to rebuild around this thing and we can fix it. And clearly with our offensive line, it's the time to be able to grow.
Bro, I gotta ask, Ben. What's up with Bean, dog? Like what he did in preseason, my guy. Homie. Much respect, because I love that you're a Colts fan and you're a diehard. I get that. I ain't mad at that.
I get your point of view as well too. With the carousel going on, I want to try somebody else, but
Bean ain't it, man. If you have Bean, you're essentially telling AR to kick rocks, and AR is going to get the job over Bean just because politics of the NFL. First round pick versus an undrafted guy. First round picks are going to get multiple chances, and undrafted guys are going to get slim to none, if not no.
I mean, we also have seen plenty of guys do well in the preseason and then come in a regular season and absolutely just crap.
This was a fan base that was like, Chad Kelly needs to start. So, I don't know what he's doing now.
Sean Conrad is saying here, it's either he lost the locker room or it's about winning or it's about the tapping out. See, my thing with this also is that's why I said I get the tapping out. And if you wanted to bench him for a week to say it was punishment, then I totally get it. My other problem with it is because there's a ton of guys that still believe in Anthony Richardson. You guys can see from all their comments that came in over this week. But it was if you bench Anthony Richardson and say Joe Flacco comes out here and just wets the bed versus Minnesota, does Shane not lose the locker room?
In my opinion, this locker room's already lost. If
we lose our first game by 14 points or something like that, that locker room is gone. They'd be like, we've been in every single game until now.
Bro. Like I told you, if they don't win with Joe Flacco this year, clean the house, man. Clean it. Head ceiling to floor to walls, bro. That's where I'm at with this. When you essentially do what you did in pulling AR, where people say the AR experience is over. Mind you, Elway got benched and he's a Hall of Famer. I'm not saying AR can do that, but I'm saying you can't rule it out. So, like, that being said, if it doesn't work out with Flacco, everyone's got to go, in my opinion. This is a desperation move, 1,000%. And yes, if you're not rebuilding or if you're not competing for championships year in and year out like the Chiefs do with Patrick Mahomes, then yes, you're rebuilding. It's a constant.
But Trust is saying here.
By the way, y'all go look at Patrick Mahomes' college record.
So, but Trust is here saying, so what happens when we bust again this year and again, and we start all over again? We're tired of rebuilding. But
have we really rebuilt?
Have we? Like I said, this roster has been the same since 2019.
Same exact core.
And so the other point is like Joe Flacco's 39. So even if people are saying don't rebuild, if everybody is out on AR, you're rebuilding anyway. Because I guarantee you, if DeForest Buckner see another rookie come in, I'm out. Get me out.
I really think he's gone. If they don't win the Super Bowl this year, really think major changes are coming to Indianapolis. Ballard's gone, Shane's gone, and this whole team is traded. I truly believe you flip MPJ, you flip JT, you literally keep your rookies. The A.D. Mitchell, the Downs, and the Latu, and the Jalen Jones, and everyone else, you take the best trade offer you can. This move signifies desperation. There's no need to keep all pros when we're going to be this bad. You say, hey, Quentin, thank you for being a great Colt. Now, who wants them? I want a second-round pick.
I'm a cry, Big Q.
This move to me literally signifies an SOS. Absolutely. I'd be pissed the day they trade Quentin Nelson. He's my favorite Colt. But without a doubt, this move signifies dumpster fire. That's why I am already saying, hey, we're getting a top 3 draft pick this year. Who in the world is coming in? Because the Colts do not have a playoff roster. They are a 5 to 6 win team at best.
I disagree.
We've won 4 already.
Yeah, see, that's like Damon just said, that's where I got to disagree with you because I still think there's a chance. Like, I don't know. I personally don't know what we're going to do over the stretch.
Outside of the Giants, who are we beating?
We're playing the Denver Broncos. We can beat
and Bo Nix is legit, bro.
The New York Jets, we can beat.
After the Giants, who we beaten?
The Jacksonville Jaguars and Indy, we can beat. Like, I mean, there's still. I mean, Tennessee, again, you said after Giants. I mean, like, there's still winnable games on the schedule. So I don't know what Joe Flacco may do. But again, like I said, is he supposed to be an upgrade from Phillip Rivers or Gardner Minshew? And I think he's an upgrade from Minshew. But it's like, is he really going to give you more than Phillip Rivers can give you? And then just looking at the teams that we got coming up on this stretch, we already lost to Houston. We got Minnesota, Buffalo, the New York Jets, which I do think is a winnable game, and Detroit. I mean, that potentially could be 4 straight losses right there.
The Detroit's going to look like a 2008 Detroit Lions versus,
the 2011 Colts.
2011 Colts.
I mean, so it's just like I could see there being the potential, but I just think that if I just feel like with this move, this is telling you everything you need to know about Chris Ballard's roster and them saying win now. Like, if you're trying to win now, then when are you going to put the time into your rookie? So that's where I think that this is going to give us a chance to see. I mean, Zach, if you're right, then we're clearly going to go. Then we're clearly going to finish this season out going probably 2-8.
I fully expect it. I really do. We'll win a game we're not supposed to win, and then we'll lose a game that we're not supposed to lose, or a couple, because the Colts always turn into the Dolts. Under Ballard, we are literally the most inconsistent team I think I've ever watched. And if we do go into a rebuild, you get whatever you can. You get hopefully some quality value. You don't short sell on anything, but at the same time, you don't go and ask for astronomical picks or things for players. I really think this Colt team wins maybe 2 more games the rest of the year. I say book it with the Giants, and then they might mess around and beat the Jets, and we'll sweep New York. But I can't sit here and say confidently, oh, we'll beat Tennessee again, or oh, we'll beat this, or oh, we'll beat that, because under this coaching staff, we ain't played a complete game all season, a complimentary football game all season.
I think that's supposed to be the point of starting Flacco, though.
He's 39 years old, bro. He's a great backup quarterback, but he's not a starter in this league.
But when you're playing behind the chains consistently,
No.
you're not playing complimentary football at all, just like we did last week. Like I said,
And you really think by putting a 39-year-old instead of letting the young guy learn that magically somehow, some way, the Colts are going to rip off 6 to 8 wins straight and cozy on way into a 5 seed and get in the playoffs?
Because you have to run the ball now. You have
what I'm saying is we got Minnesota, right?
Right. That's
Buffalo.
That's an
Buffalo, New York, Detroit, New England, Denver, Tennessee, Jacksonville, and the Giants. We got 9 games.
3 wins.
We got 9 games. Okay, so we got 9 games left. The Colts are banking that we can win 5.
Right. I say they win 3.
9 to 10 wins to get into the playoffs.
I think that's a big ask with how inconsistent they've been this year. If they hit consistency, who knows, bro? But I'm not banking. I refuse to put my trust in Joe Flacco. You can't. I can't. Great backup, terrible starter.
I mean, I don't know. Many people around the league call him one of the best in the league, still saying that he could be starting for over half the teams in the NFL.
Hey, Matt,
all I'm giving is that I want to win.
I want Cam Newton.
Bro, I'm going to pull up Matt. Get out. I'm going to pull
up. Can Cam Newton be a consultant for our offense?
He could be a consultant for AR.
I'm going to pull a Matt every Monday here and say, the hype train with Aaron Rodgers is exactly the same hype train that Joe Flacco gets.
Oh.
So, the exact same, bro. The exact same. Aaron Rodgers and cayenne pepper water. Joe Flacco, elite. Get out of here, bro. They're past their prime. Why are they still in the league? Joe Flacco last year had just as many interceptions as he did touchdowns playing for the Cleveland Browns. I expect that Joe Flacco going forward.
Trust me, Zach, it's not that I totally disagree with anything you're saying, but we picked this team to win 11 games coming into the season, and if we were to know Anthony Richardson was going to be as bad as some of the games that he gave us, I'm not totally saying that, he could give us a win or 2. I just think that, I think it's tough to say that he can't just break some of those games where we feel like we maybe lose, that we should win. And look, and this is more just the positive side to me, because I clearly think this is the dumb idea. I mean, if they were going to do this, we could have just let everybody walk last offseason. We could have brought in, Cam Newton to be Anthony Richardson's backup. So then you're not necessarily worried about a backup trying to take his job pretty much. Have Jason Bean be the backup, or Sam, somebody that you know is clearly not going to be your guy in the future. That way you don't have this problem. But I just think that I still think that, potentially from what I've seen of this team every single week, I don't see why there's not a reason that we still can't win 9 or 10 games. And if we completely collapse, then even better for Anthony Richardson to reload. But
I would much rather collapse and build around AR than sit here and watch this.
No. I mean, I can't see 22. I can't see 2022 all over again, but I just won't predict it. I just think that I don't want to see us suck up.
What are we doing? That's where I'm at with this. I'm sorry for being a negative Nancy, but I just
no, you're good. You're pretty much where all of us are. We're tired of singing the rodeo show. But real quick, I want to jump into this conversation real quick because we missed it last week. Before we get into that, we'll get into Nathan's comment here.
You talking about Trent Richardson?
Yeah. What do you get for Pittman? What do you get for JT? What do you get for Kenny if we rebuild?
Well, Pittman,
you get 8 first-round picks. That's what
Pittman's still in the prime of his career, so you probably get, like a second, a low first, a high second. JT being a running back, you ain't getting a whole lot.
We don't get rid of JT, bro. I'm sorry.
Bro, I would.
I think if you were to trade, if you were to trade,
being a bad team,
if you were to trade all three of them, I think for Michael Pittman Jr., you get a 3rd-round pick. You could probably, if you're a great GM, you could probably get it to be a conditional 2nd-round pick. If he hits 1,000 yards. For JT, me personally, I wouldn't trade JT at all. But if I'm trading JT, I for sure need a 2nd-round pick, and I try as hard as hell to get his first. You trade Kenny Moore, he's already in his 30s, so you likely get like a 6th-round pick.
We're discussing if the Colts lose out, bro. Like, what are we trading these guys for? When to rebuild and retool properly around AR or whoever the next quarterback is.
I'm ready for
AR.
Give me Shador and Travis Hunter, bro.
Bro, they got to play where it's warm. Daddy won't let them play where it's not warm, dog.
Dome.
No, they in Colorado. What you mean?
Perfect time.
They play in Colorado.
You not hear what Dion said? Dion said when they go to
I don't.
They got to play where it's warm, bro.
I don't care what Dion said, man. That all the stuff is in the CBA. They're not just about to sit out. They ain't got no choice. Wherever you want to draft them, they got to play there. So if you want to sit and not do nothing, then that's on you. Like I really don't care what Dion said. Like personally, and I love Dion, but I just don't think it really matters.
I like Arch Manning too.
Out for Arch Manning,
yeah.
I would love that.
I
think that's a pipe dream. That's like 3 years out.
2.
I am not on the Arch train at all.
He'll stay.
Have you watched him?
He'll stay in college.
Yes, I have watched him.
Senior, bro.
He's unreal.
That's 3 years out.
He wasn't very good against Georgia. And his game before that,
he played 1 drive against Georgia, bro.
Okay, but he wasn't very
good.
Played
1 drive.
He keeps having to sit because of ears. I think everybody is thinking him.
How's Mertz doing?
DJ Lagway was great, and Mertz got hurt. I mean, you can try and be funny about injuries all you want.
The Yale transfer.
And Lagway was great. So I mean, that just doesn't make any difference.
I would take him.
I mean, and Lagway is actually starting now. Manning didn't start against anybody. So everybody's saying that they want Arch, but then guess what? He'll come in here.
Arch started 3 or 4 games this season, bro, because Ewers was hurt, and he won
against
every
who?
game.
Against
Arch
who?
was legit when he played.
Against
he
who?
was unreal. Yeah.
Against who?
I mean, sure, it was like UTSA, fucking Northern.
I mean, like, come on, bro. Like, we gotta stop it. We gotta stop this crap, bro. He's gonna come to the NFL. He's gonna play a bad game, and everybody's gonna say I bench him too. So it's just like Colts fans don't deserve it. A good quarterback, we really don't. And then like everybody on the Arch train, like you haven't seen him play against anybody good. So the fact that he's a Manning and everybody wants a Manning is just insane to me. Like
hell, this franchise wanted to trade up for Harrison Jr. last year, and he looks like a bust out in Arizona right now.
Ooh, I don't know about that. He just looked too bad.
He's been good.
They're not feeding him the ball enough. So sorry for saying a bust, but he's getting at least 20 catches a game.
I'm just saying.
According to Zach, everybody's a bust.
I'm just saying we need to stop this. I'm just saying we need to stop.
Rusty, you want Nathan Rourke or that Kurt Rourke kid from IU? No thing.
I'm just saying we need to stop this pipe dream of college quarterbacks and thinking they're going to be good in the NFL. Plenty of players do not work out. And because his last name is Manning, we're assuming he's going to work out. And
he could have a career like his dad, like his grandpa.
We'll see next year when he's the full-time starter. And then we can make some opinions on ours. But I think this is.
I actually didn't like AR when he came out. Truth be told, the only quarterback I was head over heels for was C.J. Stroud. So I'll be honest. But if you go back through when you look at the tape, AR hasn't done anything nearly as stupid.
Stroud came out and gave you Anthony Richardson's exact
same stat line.
Exact same stat line on Thursday. And the week before us, he put up 84 yards. It's hard. It's hard to get a quarterback these years. It is hard to find a good quarterback. It's hard to develop a quarterback. It's hard to be patient. Think about that. It's hard.
No, it's not. It's not. Just go get Arch Manning and everything's going to be perfect.
Oh, my God. DeMarco, bro, we're not doing this tonight.
I'm just
Nico.
saying.
We're not doing this, DeMarco.
All right,
I like
hold
his
on.
offense he
Let's,
plays in too, though, bro.
Let's get into this comment real quick. So Trent Richardson was on the Pivot podcast, and he was talking about Ryan Grigson. So the Colts had traded for Trent Richardson in 2013, and yeah, he basically was broken after that. He said after he was traded, he didn't really love football no more. And when he got to the Colts, the first thing that the Colts GM told him was that don't speak to me until you show up, basically. Like, I need you to produce. Don't really care about you. So go produce, and then we can talk. That was how it started with Ryan Grigson.
Personally, I love that because that's all I care about as a fan. Just give me production. I don't care about the human side of football. But that being said, I couldn't be a GM because, like, there's that human aspect, and me, I'm very cold towards people I don't know, just because that's how I operate and function better. I can understand how that would crush like a player who wants to be embraced by everybody in an organization. And when the head dude of the organization, essentially besides the owner, literally says, shut up and play. And then once you produce numbers, I only love you when you produce. I can see how that would break a guy. I ain't mad if that's why he didn't produce in Indy. I can't fault a player for that with the human aspect of it. So
I will
I get
absolutely
it.
fault it because I think you're a piece of garbage. Why go trade for a guy if you're not going to care about him? Like, you got to show me you care
Right.
about me if you want me to care about you or the
I feel
situation.
you.
So he got traded in, and then Ahmad Bradshaw gets hurt, and he ends up becoming the starting running back against the 49ers, pretty much the first game we saw him. He scored 2 touchdowns in that game, but it was pretty much like he didn't really get the ball after that at all.
Right.
And then we called a lot of passing plays, and the OC was pretty much Andrew Luck's guy. And
Hamilton.
Who was the OC? Pep Hamilton?
Yeah,
Pep
yeah,
Hamilton.
and one other guy, and he was basically like, we weren't really running the ball all that much. Andrew Luck was just getting killed back there, and we'd passed the ball so much it got to a point where Trent Richardson wasn't really playing too well. And his comments were that, well, what kind of running back is going to play well if you're running the ball like 5 times a game, and all you're doing is passing the ball all the time? And it got to a point where he wasn't really getting too much play. And Ryan Grigson told him that you're dead to me, straight to his face.
I think that's kind of uncalled for from the GM, especially like if he brings up valuable points, like I'm sure Richardson did. And, hey, we're running the ball 5 times. Like when you only run the ball 5 times, you're basically
Playing behind the chains.
Yeah, bro. You're basically setting any quarterback up to fail. So, like,
Yeah.
I understand why Andrew Luck died. The Colts killed him because they threw it 95 times a game. But, like, at the same time, I don't fault Trent Richardson for his animosity and feeling towards the Colts, towards the GM, towards how it played out. Because, you have to take what Richardson has said because no one's came out and said anything different. No one's said, hey, that's not how it played out. So going forward, I see it as, hey, if that's how it played out, probably played out that way because why would Richardson lie? And that's sad, man. Like, that's sad that Indianapolis yet again does something dumb like that.
The clown show has always continued. But yeah, man, just thought that was something that was pretty crazy because we've always thought it about Ryan Grigson, and then he's just confirming it. But Nathan's got a pretty good one here, pretty good question, saying that say year 3, Anthony Richardson don't show no improvement. Year 3, where do you go? Well, see, Nathan, my problem with that is because by year 3, he still won't have enough starts to say he improved or not. Like this is where we're heading. Like he's going to be in year 3. He's going to be the only year 3 starter with no snaps outside of Jordan Love, who actually had to sit for 3 years to finally get some snaps. So, I mean, like, what are you going to say the improvement is? He hasn't played. So that's why I initially had the problem with it because it's like, okay, He gets hurt year 1. You bench him year 2. It's like, why are we going to go into year 3 and still be saying he hasn't had enough reps? I mean, like, how are fans supposed to defend that? We're not playing him. So, honestly, I don't know.
I think
it's a
going
tough spot to
forward,
be in, but I think that at year 3, you kind of just let him play, and wherever it takes you. So if it takes you to a top 5 pick, there you go. If it takes you to being mid, I guess you kind of got to see where the stats lie and stuff.
Yep.
Or it takes you to the playoffs. So I think at year 3, you just got to take it where it takes you.
I think from here on out, Anthony Richardson's on a short leash. Like, the Colts are going to do him no favors. This is where I talked about in our podcast group. I think the deck is truly stacked against AR now, where if he has one bad game, he's going to be looking over his shoulder saying, damn, I'm going to get benched again. Or if he, makes one bad throw, or a Colts fan's going to sit there and boo his ass.
Do you mean that by year 3, or do you mean that this year?
I mean, whether he plays this year or next year. Like, the next time he steps on the field, if he don't come out and, like, show improvement, and or year 3, if he's not looking like Cam Newton or Josh Allen or Prime Vic or whoever the heck it was when this first happened, I truly believe that he is going to have a chip over his shoulder. I truly believe that this experiment that the Colts have done with AR has ruined AR to the point where I believe it's killed his confidence. He was professional in the press conferences. He's a great guy. I love the guy. How he acts, like when he talks to the media, I appreciate his honesty. But I truly believe, like, if he plays bad one time and the Colts don't do everything they can to lift him up, his confidence is shot. He plays a bad game, he's going to expect, oh, damn, someone's coming over my shoulder. Where's my spot on the bench? Year 3, he doesn't come out by the bye week and play, like prime Cam Newton. Hey, they're done with me. Like, they've sown seeds of doubt in this kid that, in my opinion, I believe are irreversible unless you truly say this is a 4 to 5 year rookie developmental contract. And by then, I don't think the fan base is going to be sticking around wanting that. They have put AR in a rock and a hard spot, because are you really going to rock with a guy for 5 years before you can sit here and say, oh, he's the guy we want to build around, when technically you typically know who your starting quarterback is after 3?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, but as you said, if they bring him back and they limit him to a short leash and say that he can't really,
I truly believe that's what they're going to do.
Then if that's the case, then there's no reason to keep him. Because if you have him playing on a leash, then you inhibit his ability to be the guy.
Absolutely.
And they also said that he's still going to be a captain while he's being a bench. So he's not a leader. He can't make any decisions. He can't do anything, and he's on a leash. I mean, it's just like this. Just go like at that point, I wouldn't even want us to draft another quarterback.
Neither would I.
Don't do it. Like we don't. The way you guys are doing it, you clearly don't know what you're doing at quarterback. We gotta luck into another generational quarterback if we're gonna draft one.
Perfect timing.
And then we're just showing that we don't know what the fuck we're doing. Like, if the guy at the helm isn't everything, which Manning and Luck were, then there's really no point. So,
and I believe this regime doesn't. Ballard does not know how to handle anything, because look at how he handled the Luck retirement situation. As soon as his quarterback left, he scrambled, and we've been in mumbo jumbo since. When we should have rebuilt then, he wanted to zig and zag because he thought it was salvageable. This dude has gone through 3 head coaches in 8 years. One guy didn't even step foot in Indianapolis. And we really sit here and believe he's going to handle this AR situation with grace and dignity and do it right. Ballard's not done anything right the first time since he's been here, except prioritizing building the offensive line, because that's all he cares about, them trenches. Like, I truly believe it wouldn't shock me. Someone said, "You really think they trade AR?" In the comments, it wouldn't shock me if AR gets dealt this offseason. I bet you a buck it would not shock me if he got dealt. If they trade him after, Joe Cool takes the Colts to the playoffs this year.
Watch him get traded to Minnesota and become a star.
Absolutely.
San
That's
Francisco.
the most Colt thing in the world. I cannot sit here and tell you I have zero faith in this situation going forward with Ballard. Absolutely, with how he's handled everything. That's why I truly believe, why are we going to play the kid next year when if he has one bad game, he's looking over his shoulder. He's scared to death. Ain't no way, bro. Ain't no way. It wouldn't shock me if the Colts traded him and said, "Oh, just like Wentz, hey, it's bad. We got to get his ass out of town." And I don't want that for AR because I like the kid. But as long as Ballard's a GM, it's going to get a lot worse before it gets a lot better. We're trending down, in my opinion.
Timothy Joe Beasley is saying here, I believe you have to be humble to be built up.
AR was pretty humble
before
he got cracked. Like,
this is as humble as it can be for you.
I believe the NFL is easier than college.
Yeah, he said that on Club 520. You can't make that.
That was taken out of context, but yes, Zach, I do agree. Cam Newton said it best. You can't make a statement like that and then you tap out because you're tired. Because the game looks pretty hard. It looks pretty damn hard to me.
Tap out.
But yeah, man, Timothy is also saying here Ballard needs to go. I like what he says, but he doesn't produce or find talent that we actually need. I don't think anybody would disagree with that.
The Colts are built like a great 1980s football team.
Like I always said, built with the
incredible
wrong positions.
Backers, great run game, good offensive and defensive line, but nothing else.
I wouldn't even say that. The way we be getting ran through.
In a league, bro. Yeah. In a league that's built on speed and stopping the pass game, the Colts are built on we got to stop the run, and we run the ball a bunch. Which I'm all for run the ball. I love that. But, we're just not built for today's NFL, in my opinion.
And we don't even run the ball, and that's the way we're built.
Right.
Which brings us to Nathan's answer here. My thing is Shane is trying to make AR a pocket passer. He not no pocket passer. Yeah. I said it from the jump, man. It's a tough situation. I'm just so glad that Saturday night is finally here. Well, actually, it ain't even Sunday morning. We gotta wait all the way until Sunday night. So, but we get to see a game. We get to see what is it gonna be. And I'm gonna tell y'all right now. Just watch this game tomorrow and watch how we open up on offense. If we come out pass, AR not the problem. I'm gonna just tell y'all that now.
I believe it.
And if we come out run, I'll tell y'all AR got played.
Sean, I don't know who they would trade AR for. I don't know why they would trade AR unless it's one of those things where it's just, again, they're going to move off of him like they did Wentz. And if they do trade him, at this point, I ask, hopefully Ballard's not the GM. Hopefully the new GM says, hey, Anthony, you're not my guy, but I'm going to do you a solid. Where do you want to go? And let me get on the phone and, make that decision. If that happens, then I can live with that. But me personally, I think it'd be stupid to move off a guy with 10 starts who has the physicals of Cam Newton and ran a faster 40 than Michael Vick and Lamar Jackson. So,
I personally don't believe we trade him. Chris Ballard and Shane Steichen convinced Jim Irsay that this was their guy. So, in my opinion, if you decide that AR is not your guy and you trade him away, that is letting Jim Irsay know that, hey, we're in full-blown rebuild. Get rid of everything. Tear everything down. This was supposed to be our guy, and the minute that somebody says this is not our guy, it's done. Everybody,
Fair.
everything.
Yeah.
So I don't think he should be traded.
Can we get rid of Irsay first? I would love to. I think
Bro, I tell you, I am waiting on it. I mean, I don't want the man gone, but I just want him out of the building. Just go be a fan, sit in the stands. I'm waiting on it.
I would agree with this. I would love that. I just think he's the constant negative variable in the situation. No matter how good the GM is or how good the head coach is we hire, he's going to be the negative variable that is always going to, have the sticky fingers touching buttons and doing things he probably shouldn't do, but he gets away with it because it's his team and he signs the paychecks.
So be careful with them sticky fingers.
Facts.
Oh, man. I see Sean and Benjamin both here saying y'all been saying that for a long time, but not sure which part you guys are speaking on exactly. I'm guessing it's the Irsay part. But yeah, man. So yeah, I don't know if we see AR again this year. But Flacco's the guy. We got to go in. I know some Colts fans really aren't happy about it. Some think it was legit worth it. But I think at the end of the day, we all want the same thing here, Colts Nation. We all want to get back to the playoffs. We all want to be competing regularly. We all want to win another Super Bowl. So I think the best that we all can do, especially for anybody who's going to the game, is just support the team. And man, I mean, just buckle up, man. This roller coaster don't end. The roller coaster for the Colts don't end. Hope everybody was a clown for Halloween because
I felt like one.
Yeah, that's where we are. So we'll see how we go. Let's not say that, Tim.
I don't know.
Yeah, Brock Purdy has been terrible.
So is Mahomes. So quarterbacking as a whole this year has been down. If that's a positive.
I say we revisit this QB combo after the Lions game.
I think they revisited after the Vikings.
That's in 4 weeks. Yeah, I was about to say they gonna I think they're gonna revisit this conversation after tomorrow night. So again, like
54-6 tomorrow night. Like I really think they're gonna question everything and say, trade deadlines in a couple weeks. Looks like we better start selling. Who's available? Who wants them?
Yeah, it's crazy too because it's like if that game does not go well, does Shane lose that locker room at that point? Like, hey, you
have to. That's literally what this move does. You literally win, or everyone is gone. It's the only logical outcome. I don't
think everybody can't be going middle of the season,
bro. Why not? I would. I'd trade everybody for rice and beans, dog. That's how much I'm out on the Colts right now, bro. Like, but
if you trade everybody for rice and beans, you got no future, dog. You gonna come back with a damn XFL team next year?
Hell yeah, dude. Why not? They play for the love of the game. Shoot, Colts might actually be fun to watch, bro. Like, that's how out I am on Indianapolis and its clownery. Like, when you do this is a sign of desperation. Like, I hate it so much.
Tim says, who buys when we signed everyone this year? We screwed ourselves. Yeah, I said this earlier in the show. Yeah. If we win tomorrow, Ballard better be hitting the phones and trying to bring in everybody he possibly can.
Devontae Adams, I would literally want like the best safety in the league, the top 4 corners. He needs to be wheeling and dealing and getting dogs, but we know Ballard likes the guy he has, so he's not going to do that.
Yeah, so we just along for the ride, everybody. So as much as anybody is happy or sad about the AR and Flacco situation. We just are here.
This is a double-edged sword. What are they supposed to say publicly? Because they can't criticize the guy publicly because you do that and that pisses everybody off. So like they kind of have to say that they support him publicly. Like it'd be interesting to actually see what the locker room thinks of him. Just in my opinion. With the cameras rolling and without being pressured, if that makes sense. Not someone asking questions.
I think a lot of them are actually still rallying around AR. I mean, they still said that, he'll have his chance to come back and be the guy, but they're rallying around Joe Flacco for the game, which I think is the right thing to say, because I think if you don't necessarily feel that way, you probably just say, I don't really want to talk about it or comment on it or whatever.
I really think that a lot of them feel like Ryan Kelly felt. He was like, bro, I've snapped the ball to 12 quarterbacks since Luck retired. 12 of them things. Like,
yeah,
I think he's tired of it. So,
I mean, that's okay, because a lot of people are tired of Ryan Kelly too. So
hey, he's gone after the end of the year. Bring on.
All I know is there was a big crowd that when he said those things, and he obviously was still supportive of AR, but was just saying like, hey, you can't tap yourself out. But nobody questions how hard the kid works and whatnot. But plenty of people were resharing that video last year. Or not last year, but 2 years ago, when Nick Foles got absolutely clobbered by the New York Giants, and Kayvon Thibodeau was doing snow angels next to Nick Foles while he's down on the ground in pain, and it took a trainer coming over and getting in between Nick Foles and Kayvon Thibodeau for Kayvon to get off the ground. So if we're talking about a standard, these Colts, whatever standard this is,
it's mid. It's trash.
You didn't protect your guy. I saw a lineman absolutely attack a dude who tried to hurt Justin Herbert this past weekend. So, I mean, I don't know.
I give him the head coaching job. Forget the DC job. He can come in and coach my Colts anytime he wants it, bro. He can call up Tom Brady too and roll out the carpet.
As much as I don't want an old quarterback, I don't want an old coach either. But hey, folks, that'll do it for us tonight. Appreciate everybody, and I mean everybody who came in here to the comments. Sorry I didn't get to everybody like I normally do. It was just a heated discussion, and myself, Zach, and Damon, we all had to get through some parts of our words and how we felt, because a lot of us have felt certain ways for a long time with how the Colts have been ran for the last few years. And then even the more so of where things have gone over the last couple of years. So, but appreciate everybody. Hopefully you guys like, subscribe, share. We're on all platforms. Go check us out. Facebook, YouTube, X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it. Also, go check us out on Spotify. Go get your listens in if you didn't hear the show. But appreciate all you guys.
Hey, if you guys subscribe to ZTV, you can watch us online. All the episodes. Check them out. Again, thanks, Joey, for giving us the sponsorship. If you can kind of see all the cool shows that they got on ZTV from the Cincinnati area. We got Cincinnati Sports Guys. If you like watching old heads discuss life after professional sports, they got that on too there. A little bit of everything. But again, guys, appreciate, much love, and go Colts.
Second down, he fakes to Taylor, fires over the middle, completes. Pittman